What if the universe is hiding secrets inside black holes? Not just matter, but your future? What if you've already influenced the past without even realizing it? And what if the reason time feels strange is because it's lying to you? Welcome to the edge of reality. You're not dreaming. You're simply waking up in a place where cause and effect blur and time folds in on itself. Let's step into the spiral. Imagine throwing your journal into a black hole. Every page of your life devoured. Now imagine someone else, far in the future, trying to read it. According to Einstein's general relativity, that journal and everything about you is gone forever. But quantum mechanics insists information can't be destroyed. This is the information paradox. At the heart of physics, two fundamental rules clash like titans. One says black holes erase. The other says nothing truly disappears. Stephen Hawking famously believed that information was lost in black holes, challenging quantum law. But years later, he reversed his stance, suggesting information might leak out through something called Hawking radiation. But how? Is it scrambled beyond recognition? Encoded into the event horizon? Some physicists think the entire 3D reality inside a black hole is actually projected from its surface, like a cosmic hologram. So maybe your journal isn't lost. Maybe it's just refracted. The paradox remains unresolved, but it reveals something chilling. We don't really know what time does to information, or if we ever truly lose anything at all. Now, picture this. You're a scientist. You travel back in time and hand young Beethoven a sheet of music, his own Ninth Symphony. Inspired, he goes on to compose it, exactly as you delivered. Years later, you find the original sheet again and use it to go back. But wait, who actually created the music? This is the Bootstrap Paradox, a loop in time where an object or idea has no clear point of origin. It exists because it exists. No creation, no invention, just eternal recycling. It's named after the phrase, pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps, an impossible act, unless you cheat the rules. This paradox has appeared everywhere from Doctor Who to Tenet. It's fascinating because it breaks one of our most basic assumptions, that every effect must have a cause. But in these loops, cause and effect chase each other endlessly, like a thought you can't remember thinking, like deja vu that never fades. If your mind is already spiraling a bit, you're not alone. Which of these two paradoxes bends your brain more? The one where nothing can be destroyed, or the one where something never began? Take a breath. We're just getting started. Have you ever had a moment that felt like fate was already written, like you were just acting out a role someone else had assigned long ago? That's the eerie realm of the Predestination Paradox. In this paradox, your attempt to change the past becomes the very reason the future unfolds the way it does. A time traveler goes back to prevent a tragedy, only to accidentally cause it. The action meant to avoid the event ends up ensuring it happens. You didn't escape your fate. You created it. In the 2014 film Predestination, the story folds in on itself like a Mobius strip. The protagonist becomes their own mother, father, and child through time travel. Identity loops collapse into a singular destiny. There's no outside cause, no original trigger, just an event folding back into itself endlessly. It's not just fiction. In a philosophical sense, many of us live with predestined echoes, chasing outcomes, only to realize we were setting them into motion all along. The more we try to fix something from our past, the more tangled we get in what was always going to happen. This paradox doesn't just challenge your choices. It questions whether free will exists at all, and if the predestination paradox bends reality in strange loops. The grandfather paradox tries to snap it in half. It's simple on the surface. If you traveled back in time and killed your grandfather before your parent was born, how could you exist to make the journey? This paradox creates a logical impossibility, a contradiction the universe can't resolve. It's not just about grandfathers, of course. It's about the very fabric of cause and effect. Change the past in a way that eliminates your own existence, and you've cut the thread that let you change it in the first place. You've broken the loop. Some theorists say this proves that backward time travel is impossible, at least to your own timeline. Others argue it suggests multiple timelines or branching realities. Kill your grandfather, and you simply slide into a new timeline where you were never born, while the original timeline goes on without you. Either way, the grandfather paradox is unsettling because it hits close to home. It's personal, emotional. You're not just tinkering with physics anymore. You're testing the logic of your own life, your origins, your meaning. And yet, strangely, both of these paradoxes hint at something profound, that our lives might be more interwoven than we realize. That time might not be a straight arrow, but a tangle of intentions and consequences, circling endlessly. When you look back at your own life, how many times has trying to prevent something actually ensured it happened? It's an uncomfortable thought, but also a liberating one, because maybe fate isn't fixed. Maybe it's just a reflection of how tightly we hold on. Imagine time as a place, not a flow, not something passing through you, but something you're moving through like a landscape. The past, present, and future all laid out like cities on a map, existing simultaneously. This is the haunting suggestion behind eternalism. the idea that all moments in time are equally real. Right now, your third birthday is still happening. Your final breath already there. Every joy, regret, kiss, and mistake existing, not fading. We just experience them one at a time. It's called the block universe theory, and according to it, time doesn't really pass. You're simply conscious of one moment at a time while the others stay quietly in place, eternal and unchangeable. That's the dilemma. Because if every moment is fixed, do we really have choice? Or are we just passengers riding through a script already written, unaware of what's next, but unable to change any of it? The existential weight of eternalism can be crushing. It suggests that you're not shaping your path, but walking it blindly, while every step has already been carved in stone. But maybe, instead of fear, there's something peaceful in this. If all your moments are eternal, then none of them are ever truly lost. Nothing vanishes. Nothing is wasted. You were always meant to be exactly here. And yet, what if time isn't a map, but a web? What if one small change, one word, one breath could ripple outward into something massive? That brings us to the butterfly effect. A single flap of wings, a single decision, and the future bends in a way you never saw coming. This paradox lives at the edge of chaos theory, the idea that in complex systems, tiny changes can lead to enormous outcomes. In time travel stories, it means stepping on a butterfly in the past could rewrite the entire future. It's been dramatized beautifully in fiction, like Ray Bradbury's A Sound of Thunder, where a hunter kills a butterfly during a time-traveling safari and returns to a future he no longer recognizes. Language, leadership, the world itself, all changed because of one tiny moment. But the butterfly effect isn't just a story device. It reflects a deeper truth, that your smallest choices may matter more than you think, that even without a time machine, you're constantly affecting the future in ways too vast to comprehend. A conversation you don't remember might live in someone else's mind for years. A pause before reacting might save a friendship. A quiet act of kindness might ripple through generations. The butterfly effect is terrifying because it means you can't predict the consequences of anything, but it's also empowering because it means everything matters. Your presence matters. You don't need to go back in time to change the world. You're doing it right now with every thought, word, and choice. So while eternalism may suggest that everything's already happened, the butterfly effect whispers that you're shaping everything, even if you can't see it yet. 6 paradoxes. 6 ways time bends, twists, and refuses to behave. Some tell you you're trapped. Some say you're free. Some say there's only one path. Others whisper there are infinite versions of you, scattering like light through glass. So what are we supposed to do with all this? Are we meant to figure it out, solve time like an equation? Or are these paradoxes not puzzles to be solved, but mirrors to be held? Because when you sit with them long enough, something shifts. They stop feeling like science fiction and start feeling strangely personal. You felt the Bootstrap Paradox when a memory appears with no clear beginning, like a thought you're sure you didn't create, but somehow always had. You've touched the Grandfather Paradox in those moments you wondered, if I hadn't done that one thing differently, would my entire life be unrecognizable? And the Eternalism Dilemma, that haunting sense that this moment is already part of something larger, that even your regrets have a place carved into the structure of time itself. These aren't just intellectual games, they're emotional experiences. They echo something deep inside us, the sense that we're moving, but also standing still, that we're making choices, but also being pulled by something we don't fully understand, that we're living in time, but also beyond it. Maybe that's why we're drawn to these ideas, because time isn't just a backdrop, it's the stage, the story, and the mystery all at once. And in the quiet moments, the déjà vu, the stillness after a dream, the eerie sense that you've been here before, we're reminded that our lives are more layered than we admit. So what now? Maybe we stop trying to control the timeline. Maybe we stop obsessing over whether we're in the right version of reality, and instead we soften into the one we're in. Let go of the need to fix the past. Let go of the fear that you're missing the future, and just be fully here. Because here, in this moment, you are both the observer and the observed, the paradox and the proof, the cause and the effect, the dreamer and the dream. You are time, looping, longing, learning. And maybe peace doesn't come from untangling the paradox, but from recognizing that you are the paradox. One last thing. If something in this video stirred something inside you, a thought, a memory, a quiet recognition, consider sharing it with someone. You never know which wing flap will echo into the next storm or the next stillness. Thank you for spiraling through time with me. Until next time, breathe, soften, and trust the mystery.